All right, guys, welcome back to another video. It's your man Jay. So it's time to give you a full review of the Samsung Galaxy S21 5G. Now, this is the smaller variant of the two phones that I have, and I wanted to go ahead and record this video with the Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra. So you tell me how the quality is, you tell me how the footage looks, everything. So we're going to talk about this device right here. The first thing I want to talk about is the hardware. So you've got a 6.2-inch 1080p by 2400 display. You've got a 64 megapixel main shooter on the rear. Take it out of this beautiful case. Right there. You can see how the camera. Now I have the White Stone Dome black glass cover on there, so yours might look a little different. You can kind of see right there. I got the black glass cover on there over the camera, but yeah. So you got a 64 megapixel main shooter on the rear, and you have a 12 megapixel wide. Well, a 12 megapixel wide, 64 megapixel telephoto. With the hybrid zoom, and you got the 12 megapixel ultra wide. You can shoot in 8K at 24 frames per second. You can shoot at 4K, 30, 60, and so on. 10 megapixel on the front that shoots in 4K 60 as well for the top. Stereo speakers, 4,000 mAh battery. Speakers are tuned by AKG, by the way. Bluetooth 5.0, all the goodies on there, you know what I'm saying? You got all the Samsung stuff on here, Samsung Pay, all these different things. Comes in Phantom Gray, which is what I have here, Phantom White, Phantom Violet, and Phantom Pink. So this has been pretty interesting, to say the least, for me using this device. I absolutely love it. So I want to start with, when I'm looking at the hardware, I want to start with the screen, and I want to show you a video here. And I want you to just look at the display. Now, depending on what you're watching this on, it's probably going to look different for you. Some displays don't show as good as others, whatever the case may be. I don't know. But I want to start with the display because this is the main thing on the hardware that you actually look at. I think the display is just incredibly beautiful. This is a 6.2-inch display. It has a little camera cutout over here on the side right here in the center. Now, the good part about that is Samsung is shrinking that camera, because if I open up my Z Fold over there, the Z Fold 2, it has a much bigger, it's almost 2 times the size of that. So, but this display is what you see. So 6.2 inches is a big display. Regardless of if I have big hands or not, this is a big display. And people often wonder, you know, why every phone looks small in my hands. Like, come on, man, I got big hands. But this display, look at how it's distributing the color representation of the car back at you. So when you look at this, do you see orange or do you see red? Pause. Because the car actually flip-flops between both of those colors. It goes into a deep orange or a deep red, then a bright red, and it just goes it looks all these different colors sometimes. So if you see orange, then you're probably okay. If you see red, you're probably okay. But I think the display on here is absolutely stunning, and it just goes to show that, you know, Samsung knows how to do a display still to this day, bars. So hardware-wise, again, you got a triple camera setup, you got the dual-tone LED flash, no headphone jack, and no SD card on here, but you do have 128 gigs of storage on board. You've got Type-C, and again, the stereo speakers and everything. Let me play the stereo speakers real quick. Let me see if I can change the mic to the back real quick. Rear, let's crank it up. They were pointing at the V badge, and they were probably saying, "Oh, this is the new joint," or whatever they were saying, you know. So they were talking about, he was going up to and he was touching this right here, saying, "Okay, this is that's the V or whatever." This is a beautiful, sure like, beautiful, you know, what is that? Set of speakers. I mean, it's absolutely beautiful set of speakers, and you will enjoy the stereo sound that comes from these. I guarantee you. So. The phone itself, how does it feel in hand? It feels absolutely fantastic. And again, this is a big display, but for some of you guys, it's not a big display. Like me, this is a big display, but it's a small body. So for some of you guys, the phone is still ginormous to you, and I get that. Hardware-wise, it feels good in the hand. I'm not bothered by some people saying it's plastic or glasstic or whatever they're saying, plastic and glass or whatever. That doesn't bother me at all. I think this display is absolutely fantastic. Now, there's a lot of features and options on this phone that some people often forget about. And one of them is swiping right over here like this. You've got all these applications that you can access. You can edit them by tapping that button right there and putting any application on your phone in that list. And in here, you can go in and just select stuff. If you don't want to just officially put it on the list, you can do that. Now you go into settings here on the panel, and I'm leaving this open because I'm going to talk about something in a minute, but you can add all these different panels. Why isn't this one added? I use that one. Yeah. All right. But man, my tasks ain't checked. What's the deal? And then when you have multiple tabs, you swipe through them like this. All right. So that's something that you should take note of. Being able to, now I'm going to open this back up here. And if you do want to use two things at once, you can do it like this. You can just put that down there, and I can get on the internet and look at the church website, everything under the sun. Boom, just like that. Beast mode. I love it. So that's something that you should take note of. Those are just a few things that I like. Now, the other little sneaky peeks I like, they're actually in the camera. The little quirks and kinks for the features and options. And I'll go ahead and go there right now. You just go over to more. No, stop that. Go over here to more. Come on, son. Go to more. And then here we are. Director's view is beast mode. And then the portrait video, beast mode. This phone has a lot of things in here. Pro video, everything. You know what I'm saying? I love it. To me, those are features and options because they're not available on every device. You see what I'm saying? And I just think that's one of the best features of the device is that director's view and just having pro video. Like right now, I'm shooting this video in pro video mode. And the only reason I'm doing that is because I want to utilize the gain in the microphones and I want to control it. You know what I'm saying? So those are features and options that some phones just don't have. And that's a fact. So speaking of the cameras are dope. I mean, I've taken lots of video with these cameras right here, just like I'm doing right now with the S21 Ultra. You know what I mean? Like, these cameras are above and beyond, and they perform well. I mean, just look at the footage just coming from the Ultra right now. This is a good color, accurate. This is very accurate of what this looks like for real. In real life, this is what these colors look like. Samsung used to be known for oversaturating things. This video is boss. This is what this case looks like. And just look at the quality of the camera here. Look how I'm getting closer and closer and it's just clearing itself up. That is what you get from this phone. That main shooter on here does fantastic. And I'll prove it to you by recording more footage with this phone and not telling you. And some of you would think it's my A6100 sometimes, or you'll think it's my Sigma lens sometimes, or my Canon. I still got my Canon too. Yeah, some of you don't know what camera. I got my ZV-1 too. You just don't know because cell phones are getting that good, son. They are getting fantastic. And there's no getting around it. This phone has some of the best cameras. Don't believe me? Go check the camera review of the Ultra and this phone. And you're going to see two sets of fantastic cameras, point blank. That's just how it's going down. No ifs, ands, or buts. It's just a fantastic set of cameras, and I don't think these cameras will disappoint anybody. For real, for real. So, speaking of performance, when I say performance, boom. The day-to-day tasks, I don't use a lot of apps that I don't need, and so when I am doing something, everything on this phone is something that I need and I use. Now, some people might say, well, Jay, that's not a heavy graphic intensive game. But let me tell you something, folks. Just because I'm not playing PUBG, that doesn't mean that this phone is not working to keep this phone running smooth, cool, and, doing good enough to play this game. Now, this game may not seem like it's a lot of graphic intense things going on here, but it is. There's a lot of games out there that pull more resources, yeah. But that doesn't mean that the phone isn't working when you're not using a game, like playing those difficult games like first-person games and just all kind of different things. And I know a lot of people like to see people play PUBG and all those different games. And what is it, GTA? I don't play games like that. So, because I don't really game too much. But when I do game, I game with something that's real simple. You know what I'm saying? It's going to kill time. I'm trying to do this behind the camera and make sure I'm in view. But yeah, I mean, this is pulling graphics from the phone. It's pushing it. It's working it. It's working it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to close out of this game and see if it comes back to it. So I'm going to pause it, and then I'll swipe it away, and we'll come back to it in a minute. But I've got other games on here too, like 1945. I don't know if I've played that one on this one yet. I probably didn't. 1945. This is a graphic intense game too. Let's go later. Let's do it. Let's just get this and see if we can just get a quick game for you. Now remember, the other game is in the background too, so we'll see if that'll open back up again. But these games right here, man, they pull resources just like any other game. They may not pull as many, but this Snapdragon 888 is getting worked right now because I have multiple games open and I got all those other applications open in the back, and it is pulling things too. So let's get that joint right there. Yeah, this is all working. It's working the phone. Yeah, it's working the phone, and you gotta see it for what it is. This phone is a powerhouse with the Snapdragon 888, and I think plenty of people, a lot of people say, "Are you using it for what it is? Are you using all that power?" I do video editing and stuff like that, so I'm definitely pulling a lot of resources out of my phone, like when I use it. Now let's pause, and we'll go back up in here and see if this one is still ready to go. Boom. There it is. Sorry if I was out of view a little bit. But I just want to show you that this phone is powerful, man. It is very powerful. And we'll pause. This one's ready to go. Everything's loading up. Oh, you can see. Let me show you something. You can see I'm actually recording with there it is. Booyah! I'm actually recording with it. There's the Ultra. See? I ain't gonna lie to you. But yeah, performance, man, it's a powerhouse. It's a beast. No ifs, ands, or buts. Software on here is Samsung software. I can change it. I can theme it. You know what I'm saying? I can go into the themes here, or I can just long press on the display and go into the themes right there. Change the wallpapers, whatever I want to do. Performance on here is fantastic, coupled with the software. Samsung software is heavy, but it's not that heavy to where it's lagging the phone down like it used to be. I mean, because this phone does have 8 gigs of RAM and then the 888. So, yeah. Battery life, man, has been fantastic. Now, you all know, if you don't know, I'm going to show you this first, though. I leave my phone on 120 hertz at all times when I can. But since if you don't know what's going on, Texas got hit really hard. You know what I'm saying? I'm from Jersey, but Texas got hit really hard. And we lost power for the last 3 days. Now, my power just came back on recently at this afternoon, and it's late in the evening right now. So it came on about 7 hours ago. I'm just not getting power after 3 days. So I decided to use this phone to stream Netflix, and just only use this phone to stream Netflix, because I knew I was getting ready to do a review once this time was over. And I said, I'm going to see how this phone handles. But check this out. You can see yesterday, I streamed so much, man. I streamed probably, and look, I got 76% left with a day and 6 hours left. So it's doing its thing. It is doing its thing. It's good. It's good. So see, the 16th, man, I streamed so much, it's incredible. I streamed like half a day. And the reason I didn't lose a lot of battery, because again, like I said, we didn't have any power, so I was running my phones on power saving mode. So I ended the day with about 56%, probably 56% or something like that. I had Netflix banging, man. I had Netflix. Where's Netflix at? Why isn't it showing up in my list? Why isn't Netflix showing up in here? I used Netflix all yesterday. Oh, I guess maybe because I didn't use it. I used it today. Okay. But nonetheless, all of that 16th right there, and today is the 17th, all of that 16th is strictly Netflix, straight up and down. It's all Netflix. And I ended the day with about 57% left because I had power saving mode on. So that's how I did it. There's no secrets. I had to turn on power saving mode because I didn't want to keep running out to the car to charge my battery packs up and stuff like that. So I had to just limit my phones to power saving mode. That is a time where I needed power saving mode, and it's legit. It was helpful. I have power for 3 days, son. So I had to go outside in the car, come back, and power banks take a long time to charge because they're like 20,000 each. So the phone was in power saving mode, and I only charged this phone twice in the last 2 days. I charged it today, and I charged it when I first started, and then that's it. It killed it, man. I think I only charged it once in the last 3 days. But yeah, somebody sneezing right outside the office. But nonetheless, this phone is banging, man. It's a banging phone. The battery life is good. The price is right, man. I didn't get a discount on this one, but I did get a discount on the Ultra. I got the unlocked Ultra at Best Buy. You understand? We bought both of them. Bought the silver one and this matte black one or whatever, the Phantom Black, Phantom Silver, Phantom Black. And in the end, I ended up getting $850 off of the silver one and $800 off of this one. So I got them for $350 and $450. I killed it with these. So I'm happy with the price on the Ultra. This phone, I'm happy with the price, even though I didn't get any discounts on this and end up paying full cost for it. It doesn't matter. This phone is totally worth the $799 from a person who would use it for like live streaming or just anything, content creation. Even though it doesn't have those extra cameras and all of this stuff, it's a good size. It's a beautiful phone. It's really, really solid. It has all the pro modes and all the features of the phone I'm recording with, which is the S21 Ultra. Ultimately, the same phones. It's just a smaller form factor, and I can appreciate it. Now, the only thing I dislike about this phone is that it didn't come with a charging brick in the box, and I think that's totally garbage. That's horrible, son. You should at least give me a charging brick. That's ridiculous. I mean, $799 is nothing to shake a leg at. So, yeah, give me a charging brick next time, Samsung. Give me some Type-C headphones. I don't want to hear all this nonsense about we can mail them to you if you need it. All that garbage, man. Just give it to us in the box. I don't care nothing about the phone being $200 less. You need to put a charging brick in the box. That's genuinely pretty much only complaint I could possibly have about this. Seriously. It's your man Jay. Hope you guys enjoyed the full review. This phone is dope, man. Buy it. If you don't want the big dog like I'm recording, if you don't want this big one, buy this one. You'll love it.